Sorry about that. We'll do it again and we'll hopefully do it properly this time, Bosh. Hello, Optimus Prime. It looks like he's been made out of a castle. Right then, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a little game called Notebook Detective, which seems to be set in the good old era of Prohibition, and you play as a little detective who has a notebook that apparently is more than just a place to write things down. It allows you to unlock different narrators that will explain the story from different perspectives, which sounded fascinating to me. So I thought we would play it and see what happens. The Case of the Speakeasy. 1921. Hello, new detective. As we discussed at the office, you will be taking over this case. Here is the summary of what I told you. The victim was named William. He was a 23-year-old black man. He was found in the alleyway next to the bar on the 25th of October and appears to have died from blunt force trauma to the head. This sounds awful, but is surprisingly jaunty when set to this music. Seems like the culprit tried to make it look like a robbery due to missing wallet and other valuables. Another note of interest, one of William's band members is currently on trial for another crime. I fail to see how that's relevant, but never mind. Righty-ho then. We're going to sort this out one way or another. Probably the wrong way, now that I think about it, because I'm generally pretty bad at these detective games. Especially if you actually have to come to some kind of conclusion about who the perp is, and who the perp, more specifically, isn't. Right then, this is quite beautiful. I like this. I don't know, Gideon, excuse me, I do apologise, I shouldn't have had my dinner right before this. I don't know where we are, but I would presume somewhere that eats a lot of corned beef, one presumes, and a lot of apples. Alrighty then, I rather like this is rather pretty. Okie dokie, where am I going? I don't know. I don't know if there are any interact buttons or controls or anything. I really don't know very much at all. Don't even know where my notebook of mysticism is. I do see something there. A little tin of something, not sure what that is. It's a tin of beans, perhaps. I'm not sure. And possibly some little slices of mushroom there, or possibly a few septums. One or the other. Yes. I think we've kind of opened the door already if we've managed to break the top off the padlock. But, oh, we literally have broken the top of the padlock. I thought that was a screen that was, like, expecting you to, like, get a key and open it. But no, we literally just tore the padlock in half. I didn't realise 1920s detectives was so hench. Alright, I ain't complaining. That would probably come in handy on the job. There's a hat here. I like this hat. May I wear this hat, please? Ooh, there is a name in the hat. If I can turn it around, we might be able to read it. It says... It's not a name I recognise. Annabelle? Alright. Okay. You have obtained new information. This information is stored in the notebook. Press tab to open the notebook. Open the notebook to learn the basics. Alright. I should do that. Find the name. The piece of evidence that you just found contains information about the first character, Annabelle. Click and drag the name to your notes of interest to move it between pages. Remember, you can grab any word and use it for your investigation. Oh. A hat that was found in the alleyway, a rather modern style. Annabelle is written in the rim. I beg to differ, mate. I didn't say that, but never mind. Okay, notes of interest. Annabelle was here. Also seems like a man's hat, not a woman's hat, but what do I know? What have we here? Case report. Victim was... Yeah, this is what we were reading at the before. Reading at the beginning is what I'm trying to say. Can we read any other pages? It would seem not. No. And we have something here about a knife. Now read about the knife? No, perhaps that's like a murder weapon that I need to find. What's this? Find an item or insert the right piece of information next to it to unlock the narrator. Ooh. Works at the same company that you do and was here before you. Good for her. Oh, okay, so if I find out information about her name and job, I mean, presumably she works for the police department if she works in the same place that I do, then we can sort of hear her version of events, perhaps? Alright, that's kind of cool. I like that idea. Let's see what else we can find. If we can see anything else of mischief. It would seem not. Can I go through this door? Oh goodness, there is a lock here. How do I interact with this? Oh, I see. I can do a bit of safe cracking. I have no guarantee whatsoever this will work. In fact, it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked at all because I don't know what the combination is, and it's more than just finding the correct number. Presumably it's so many to the left, so many to the right, so many to the left, etc., etc., as they so often are. Alright, let's see if we've got anything else. Have I got any other controls instead of like jumping or anything? I don't seem to. Alright, can I go through any other doors? I don't believe so. I think I can only interact with stuff when, yeah, when a sort of prompt comes up of one type or another. Alright, perhaps there are other things around. I couldn't interact with this tin, could I? No? It's this tiny little barrel of booze. Well, actually, presumably not booze, judging by the era we're in. Presumably we're in the alleyway behind a speakeasy, which, if I remember correctly, were, sort of clubs, shall we say, that definitely didn't distribute booze. Honest, they didn't. And, that term tends to be used in the modern era for more modern establishments when they want to sound sort of trendy or some such other tripe. Alright, this investigation is not going brilliantly, but I've already managed to get myself stuck. Do I need to actually unlock it? It seems to require 3 separate inputs to unlock the side door. Yeah, that much I've worked out on my own. I can't get any more information from you, can I? Is that the right information? Yeah, except there's no way of unlocking that unless there's written down somewhere. Evidence rusty lock. The lock? The lock was evidence? Alright, that seems a bit weird. Oh, a little map. How exciting. You can switch characters by using the scroll wheel or pressing their portraits. Okay. Scroll wheel isn't doing anything at the moment. I'm guessing that's because I haven't unlocked any of these fine fellas and fellaresses here. Alright. Yes, there's Annabelle, and then here are a couple of mysterious people. This person had a good relation with the murder victim and is most often found on stage. Perhaps he's one of the band members? Customers often describe this person as someone who doesn't seem to have the best composure. Probably me. And then here are the various bits of evidence that we've found so far that we can then look at. Alright, drag words from the evidence pages into the notes of interest. This could help you with remembering certain pieces of information and could be used to transfer words to other pages, such as to unlock new narrators. Oh. Okay. Can I literally click any word I want? Can I click the word the? Yes, I can click the word the. Okay. I'm not convinced I understand how that works. Right, okay, so you do actually require a little bit of brain power to work this out then. Alright. I mean, it's not alright, because it means I'm going to get stuck really, really quickly, and because this is a little indie game, we're not going to get any kind of a guide or anything about how to actually solve this, so we could very quickly end up in a massive, massive pickle. But, what I think I need is to get through here. But to do that, I need a combination, and I haven't seen any numbers anywhere. And they're going to need to be numbers with some kind of direction with them as well, or else I'm not going to be able to figure out which way round they go. There really isn't anything else in there, is there? Does it say it? Oh, I think it does, actually. I think the second L is in fact an L and not, as I initially thought, an I. I do sincerely apologise. Alright, yes, give me a second, and I'll either bang my head up against the wall and give up, or I'll bang my head up against the wall and figure something out. One or the other. It may have been under my nose the whole time. It may have been under my tutor the entire time. So there's this thing, which I didn't try interacting with before. Is that a new piece of evidence? Indeed, it is. It's been common since Prohibition started for illegal booze makers to use ironic names for their brands. This one is probably why it says Investigator Corporation. Okay, sorry. I was trying to ring random words about it. None of them seem to work. Can I remove these ones? Like, pull them off and get rid of them? Probably not. Can I also move back the pages, please? I'm pressing Q, but it doesn't seem to do anything. I think because it's trying to tutorialize what I'm doing again. Okay. There we are. Again, you're not wearing the same hat, but never mind. Okay, you have now unlocked Annabelle. This character will tell you its tale when interacting with objects. Okay, so what objects can I interact with? I don't get you to tell me the code, would you?
Most standard locks start at one of the higher numbers, in this case 8, and then go downwards.
Okay. So it starts with 8. And then it goes down. Oh, I don't know what number X though. Let's like listen for the click. That might have been a click. I'm beginning to think that 6 might have been a click. Did I do it? Possibly. Also probably not. Now we'll try the other numbers and see if we can figure out where we're going from here. I don't know if these sort of little notches in between actually signify anything or not. Because there do seem to be clicks that happen in between them, but... No. Well, it might be H1, but I'm honestly not... No. Oh, it's... You might have mentioned something earlier about it being open, but never mind. Alright, can I shut the door behind me? It's a little chilly out there. No? Alright then. Never mind. Okay. Dear oh dear oh dear. It turns out I was just being really, really dumb and just not looking at the correct place.
Did that scrawny Bob move the clock? I'm pretty sure it wasn't there before.
Mm-hmm. I do not know. I mean, it doesn't seem like that much of a crime. You can just pick the thing up and put it back wherever you want, but never mind. Here is some cake. This makes me very, very happy, particularly since at the moment I'm very, very soggy. But never mind. Oh, what's that? That looks like it might be interesting. No, because it's clearly just a little lamp. Probably a little oil lamp like all of these other tables have. May I read this newspaper?
The scrawny waiter was reading the newspaper when I came in. He jumped up when I approached him.
Alright, you seem a little bit rude about most of the people around here. I'm a little unsure why. On the 21st of October, the suspect, who goes by the name of Freddie Baker, was arrested at his residence on Elizabeth Street, Chicago, on account of burglary. As a trial will follow soon after, a number of protests fighting both for and against him continue to grow tremendously. Despite this, a recent testimony by an anonymous Mr. R has shifted the favour firmly against Freddie Baker, and his situation is looking grimmer by the day. Local doctor finds gold mine of explosives. Plans world domination by bird. What are you blabbering on about? I have no idea. Oh, these might be interesting. What? 6 across. Oh, some of them have already been done for me. Oh, that's not fair. I needed to look at the clues to figure out what was going on here. What? Why does it say first, second, and last? This might come in handy for something later. We'll put that down and we'll come back to that later. I have additional bits of evidence. Yes, I do have the newspaper. Okay, so this is, yeah, these are the bits of evidence with the narrations on them, if I could ever get back to where I'm supposed to be with the clock again. It's a very recent invention. The clock. I think clocks were recently invented in 1920. I feel like clocks were a little bit older than that. Oh yeah, clocks aren't new. Yeah, but the lack of the pendulum is a relatively recent innovation. Oh right. I apologise. The 2 o'clock there seems probably of some importance. Let me get rid of this rubbish. Hell, it's not supposed to be here. You didn't see nothing. I wasn't putting random words in the vague hope of making progress. Shush. Alrighty then, we have some cake here. That seems like quite a lot of money to pay in 1920, but I'm not entirely sure of the inflation rate, so I could be completely wrong about that. Okay then, let's see if there's anything else. Now, eat the cake as commission for sorting out this criminal problem that we are being subjected to. There is a cat. I am instantly happy about life. Alright. Alright, never mind. There's also an owl, which is also quite nice. Okay, we seem to have some various different things around here. So ingredients for the making of cakes and that sort of stuff. Can I switch characters, like it said, by using the mouse wheel? Well, again, the mouse wheel isn't doing anything, both pressing it and scrolling it, so I'm not convinced that's actually achieving anything. Oh, there's a thing here.
A door handle? Here? What does it do?
I'm not sure. I did it. Oh, goodness, the cat moved. Indeed. Goodness, normally in the packet of dreamies to move a cat, not a door handle. But hey-ho. And here's the boozing establishment I told you all about. Is this a real piece of music? It might be, I don't recognize it.
A speakeasy? I wonder if William's murder is somehow connected.
Probably. Oh, I can change the... Oh, I can change the frequency. Can we find Radio New Vegas? That's nice, I like that. It's also probably slightly less likely to be copyrighted. Okay, we'll leave that on, because that quite adds something to the atmosphere. Even if we probably will get a shot by the lawyers. But never mind. I think that's what lawyers do, isn't it? You know, when you break copyright, they come around to your house and shoot you. Isn't that how it works? I might be wrong. Alright then, let's see what else we can find around here, other than huge volumes of the old hooch. Kitty Hunter, not huge volumes of mopping going on, but never mind. Let me see if I can step over this and not get it besmirched on my brogues.
An old phone? Though it doesn't seem to be fully connected. Perhaps it's just for show.
Perhaps it doesn't seem to be connected to anything. Can I ring somebody? Like 7, 4. Move the thing back to 6. Okay, it's not really what I wanted, but never mind. It will do. Alright, perhaps there's a phone number that we can find and we can ring in order to contact somebody and ask them for a bit of help with the difficulties we're encountering. I rather like the architecture, however. I'm not sure why, but just that kind of blue atmosphere along the back there reminds me a little bit of Rapture for some strange reason. But never mind. Let's see what else we can find other than more mess. Huge volumes of mess, and also huge volumes of things that are likely to fall over and create even more mess. Ah!
It's the dark side of being an investigator. You always meet their corpse, but never hear the musician play.
Well, they've got this newfangled invention called a record that's going to make that a lot easier. Yes, can I put this down, please? Thank you very much. Okay, can I look at the this, please? Yes. With the rise of jazz came the rise of the modern saxophone, a core instrument for the blues. Indeed. Can I have the word musician, please? Because I reckon that this person, he's often found on stage. Yeah, I reckon this person might be the musician. Indeed. And if we go back to the newspaper, I'm wondering if Freddy might possibly be the name of, perhaps not of the friend, but maybe of the victim? Perhaps that's Freddy, but we're not entirely sure. We'll come back to that in a wee second. Let's see what else we can find around here first, before we start wandering around in the notebook again. I do like the notebook, because it actually makes you think and read and try to analyse the situation a little bit, which I think is where these games either succeed or fail. So, what's that? What's that so shiny? Oh, it's just a bit of, I was going to say a bit of sunlight, actually a bit of moonlight, I reckon, just reflecting off that. So is this just a little shortcut? Or is there actually some reason I would want to come back outside again? I'm not sure. Because everything seems to be much the same. I don't reckon anything's changed. Okay then, yeah, so we had this...
Did that scrawny move the clock? I'm pretty sure.
Thank you. Thank you for shushing. I appreciate this. I appreciate your sacrifice. I presume I can't go out the door. I don't believe so, no. It looks as if it would be far too open for it to allow me to go out there, so, okay then, let's come back to this for a second. There must be some more information. Spinning the dial changes the frequencies. It's like magic! I mean, not really, it's science, but, you know. There's a distinct difference between those two things. Door handle seems to be able to turn all the way round. Does it? Well, most of them do that if you unscrew them hard enough. A phone that seems to have been disconnected from the main line. Most main lines are being replaced around the city now that the phone companies are no longer part of the postal service. Oh, goodness, those are the days, weren't they? I can't do anything more with this, can I? In terms of continuing
Door
to turn
handle?
this round.
Here? What does it do?
Nothing. I can't turn it anymore. It seems to have gone slightly stuck. Alright. Never mind. Okay then. I think we've probably interacted with just about everything that we can. So we're probably, we are probably in need of going back into the book in order to, do some more analysis. Assuming that I don't want to do any analysis on this money, by which I mean analyse the, trajectory of where it is currently to it ending up in my pocket. Presumably not. I keep thinking I'm seeing compasses on the desk. They're not compasses, they're ashtrays. But never mind. Alright, let's go in here for a second. Let me see what I want. Because the only things I really want the pages for are the names and jobs of these folks. Customers describe him as someone who doesn't have the best composure. What do you mean by composure, exactly? And then we also have this guy here, who was the friend of the victim, because they mentioned this on the, where was it? There was a thing somewhere. One of William's band members is currently on trial for another crime. Ah, so that must be Freddy then. Submit the final answers. Only open once you have found everything. You need to solve this case. The answers will be sent directly to the Bureau. Oh goodness, what high pressure situation. This must be Freddy then. Aha! You have now unlocked Freddy. This character will tell its tale with interaction with other objects. You now have multiple narrators. Use the mouse wheel to switch between them. I see. Well then, Freddy, what have you to say about From the Dead? Oh no, you're not the one who's dead, are you? You're hopefully not dead yet.
William used the phone. The boss threatened to break the saxophone. What's up with him and that old phone?
Okay, so the phone is of significance. I'm wondering whether because it's not connected to the main line, whether perhaps if you put the right number in it, then you're able to call somebody special or interact with something unique or something. Oh, Baldy's one natural about. Let's see what else there was. What does he have to say about the phone itself?
Boss got so mad last time I tried to use the phone. Said it wasn't for people like me.
Charming. Charming. Alright, no indication on any telephone numbers, however. What's that? Oh, it's another dollar bill. Don't need to worry about that. You know the thing that always amazes me about American currency? It's the fact that it's always been the same, right? For like the entire duration, at least to the best of my knowledge, like, the dollar bills never change. It's like you don't have different people on them ever. It's always the same people on them decade after decade, century after century, which I just find amazing, the concept that money doesn't get reissued with either just updated notes or just sort of changing things around. What does you have to say about the newspaper?
Fuck! I wish you could just leave this shit behind me.
Goodness. Perhaps the idea of people being well behaved and well mannered and well spoken back in a bygone era is something of a myth, but still.
Why is the clock broken? It was working last time I saw it.
Alright, I'm not entirely sure what that's supposed to tell me. Other than the fact that you were here before either 2 PM or 2 AM.
Why is the clock
Goodness
broken?
knows which. Yeah, I know. I remember you saying that a minute ago. Alright, does he have anything to say about any of the things you found out here?
I don't like playing in illegal bars, but they are the only places that will take in jazz.
Well, give it a couple of decades, mate. We'll get things sorted out eventually.
It looks like a fancy hat. Sadly, someone left it out in the rain.
That's all squished. All squished and ruined. Alright, have we interacted with everything then? With you. Not the door handle, not the radio, not the various different... I can't possibly imagine there's anything to say about the
It
logs.
was at this gate that William promised he had a plan to prove my innocence. I hope it doesn't take too long. Jail is a horrible place.
Interesting. So, Freddy was on trial for burglary or something. Possibly he was on trial for the frame rate being so criminally low. I do hope that's just a problem in OBS. I would open that again, but I'm not sure I want to hear him again. So, we'll keep that down for the second. Do you have anything to say about the radio?
Ever since the trial, I haven't been allowed to listen to music.
That's a weird form of probation. I've heard of, oh, you've been on trial, so, you know, don't get caught drunk or get a job or something. But don't listen to music, that is a new one. So, I have no idea what to do next. Maybe I should check the door handle? I mean, if he'd worked in this bar, then maybe he's familiar with some of the mischievous devices in here. Where was the door handle again? This one here.
I prefer to take the back entrance. That's prying eyes, in my opinion.
Indeed, instead of going through the front door. By front door, I mean side door. That's this door here. But, never mind. What's that? I don't remember that being there before.
William and I have good memories of this. We have been through so much together.
Indeed. Battle of the
William and I have
Blues.
good memories.
I know, shush.
We have been through so much together.
Goodness. We'll be unfairly prosecuted. We will not stand for this. Alright then. I'm wondering whether this kid here might be the victim. Let me get rid of that for a second. Let me see, because on here we have a poster with two sides, an announcement of the performance given by the Peaky skill sets, and a riot poster. I'm not convinced it was a riot. You know, I feel like it's more of a protest than a riot, but I could be mistaken. Let me go back here. This might be William. Maybe, I've got no idea. I don't know if he's a musician as well, or whether they're just friends. Let me look at the original paper again. One of William's band members, so they're in the same band then. So, are you a musician as well? No, presumably that's wrong, otherwise that would have worked. I'm beginning to realise this is a rubbish crossword. Do you want to know why this is a rubbish crossword? Because these aren't clues, these are just the answers. Maybe this is like the answers to yesterday's crossword or something. Because if you look, 6 across is first, and then 3 down is last, and then 4 across is second. And Venom would also fit in there, as would Vault for that matter. So these are clearly answers to a previous crossword. They're not actually clues to today's crossword, which doesn't help me solve anything, really. Which leaves me in the same old pickle that I was in before. Presumably William must have had another job then. If he's not a musician. I mean, he must be a musician, because we know he's in the band with Freddie, because it said it was a band member. But he must have another job, another title. Unless it wants me to put his title in as I was going to say put his title in as burglar, but then again I don't think that's what he's on.
There have been protests all over. The trial of Freddie is going to be oil on the fire.
Yes, indeed. No, because it's not William that's on trial, it's Freddie that's on trial. I'm getting everyone muddled up and confused. Oh dear. So I think we've seen just about everything in the environment. So what we need to do is figure out where we go from here. Is this just the word? Yeah, unless maybe I can I put 2 items on here? Like this and then another word. No, I can just replace old words. I can't actually put I can't put fresh ones on there. Alright, a musician definitely didn't work, did it? No. Unless this isn't William, but I mean presumably it can't be William because William's dead, but you know. Maybe this is somebody else. We haven't heard any other names, have we? Have we heard any other names? Actually, now that I realise it, we never interacted with that lock with Annabelle. I don't possibly imagine what she'd have to say about it, but it's worth hearing at least.
This lock doesn't even need a key. Nobody will notice that I was in here. I'll just put it back on the door.
Yeah. Indeed. And we didn't get your comment about the lock.
Bob thinks it's an honor that he gets to change the code. What he doesn't know is just because Richard is too lazy to do it.
You don't say. Well, at least we've got a couple of names now that could potentially come in handy. Oh, we don't have Anna's comment about her hat. She's undoubtedly going to be quite cross about it being so
I was
wet.
putting number 1 in the padlock when this damn wind blew my hat straight into a puddle. I have to buy a new one now.
That would have told me what the number 1 I was looking for was. Still doesn't make any sense, because it said it needed 3 numbers, but we only put 2 in and then it was open. But, alright. At least that tells you how you would have done the padlock if you didn't do it through a bit of safe cracking. So we've got Bob and Richard. Indeed. And these might potentially be the names of these people. Someone doesn't have the best composure. Didn't we read somewhere, like either the newspaper or something? He jumped when I came in. That's the waiter. Maybe that's the job? Yes. I don't know who it would be, whether it would be Bob or Richard. What did they say about the clock? There was something on the clock, didn't there? Something about the clock. Scrawny Bob. It doesn't tell me what his job is. Alright, let me see if this is perhaps Bob the waiter. Huzzah! He looks a bit like me if I'd seen a ghost. Never mind. You have unlocked Bob. Indeed. Alrighty then. He is a waiter at the cafe. While his appearance isn't well tended, he seems to be living fine due to a good relationship with his boss. Alright, let's hear what his analysis of the situation is.
I still haven't had the time to buy a new clock. Wonder why we don't just have this one repaired.
You make a good point. Let's see, what other things do you have to say?
Richard must really trust me because he allows me to set the new code.
Yes, I'm guessing Richard then must be the boss. Or presumably the owner or manager of the establishment.
Isn't this Annabelle's hat? What was she doing out in the back?
Okay, well that at least tells us that... I was going to say it tells us that Bob knows Annabelle, but then again, of course he does. He was there reading the paper when she came in.
I'm not surprised it finally broke after all those years.
Again, begs the question why you don't get it repaired, but never mind. Let's see what else we have to discuss.
I never understood why Richard let them have a poster. He only liked the money they brought in.
Indeed.
Richard is thinking about selling the sax after the trial's over. Says he wants all reminders gone.
Shouldn't the saxophone go back to the musician rather than it being appropriated by the establishment that hired them? Or am I, am I being too modern in my thinking process here?
Though I like that Richard trusts me with the code, I'm sick of looking for the newspaper every time I need it.
I was right. Oh. First, second, wow, that giddy, that took a while to click, didn't it? Sorry, I know you've been shouting at me for ages thinking that this is the most obvious thing in the world. Okay, the answer to the crossword is actually far more significant than I ever realised.
Richard must have felt like some kind of spy, hiding such an important code in a custom-made crossword puzzle.
It's not really custom-made, is it? It's just like little bricks and you write them. So the first number must be 6, the second number is 4, and the last number is 3. So it's 6, 4, 3. Perhaps if I put that code into the telephone, that will do something sneaky. What do you have to say about this sneaky thing?
I was afraid the investigator would find this. Luckily, she isn't as bright as I thought.
Oh dear. In fairness, I must look for a spigot, not a handle at first. So, perhaps people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Okie dokie.
Though I
Let me
like
see what
that
I can do
Richard
with
trusts
this.
me with the code, I'm sick of looking for the newspaper every time I need it.
you. Something happened. Don't know what. Oh, goodness, the picture moved. There's a note.
William was going to testify on the case? Now I understand why Richard was trying to cover up with my help.
I can't read this. L. William Smith. It's absolutely hopeless. This is some testimony, something about October, something about Richard. Good. I can't read a word of that. Let me see what the other folks have to hear about this.
This testimony is written by hand. Why would it be hidden? Wait, is this related to the trial?
Well, it is a testimony. It's not exactly a shopping list.
If only I had known this. William is taking such a big risk. He doesn't understand how much danger he's in if this testimony was intercepted by Richard.
Right. I am going to pretend I have the faintest idea what's going on. Alright. Hold on to all of your... Oh, it says here, I, William Smith, hereby declare that the man by the name of Freddie Baker, who was with me on October the 16th... What? Declares that the man by the name of Freddie Baker... Oh, was with me. Oh, I see, you're giving an alibi. This means the official court testimony by Richard is false. I believe he is doing this to cover up his own crime. Ooh, you don't say. Alright then, so are we ready then to begin filling in the reports? Who is the name of the murderer? What was the murder weapon? What was the motive? What time did the murder take place? What is the crime that Freddy is on trial for? Oh, I think I can start filling in some of this. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. I reckon it probably happened at 2 o'clock. Maybe he hit him over the head with the clock, and that's what caused it to get damaged. So I'm going to say it happened at 2 o'clock. Now type that in. Freddy's on trial for burglary, except I don't know where that's written down. Is it in here? For burglary, here we are. Let's pop that in there. I get the distinct impression that Richard is probably the murderer, because if he knows that William was going to give testimony about a falsehood that he had told, he might kill him to keep him quiet. So, let me see. He is on trial for burglary. At least I can get that one right. I reckon the clock is the murder weapon. It's probably Richard, and the motive is perhaps the cover-up. Let me go back to here. Let me see what it do. Where did it say cover-up? Here we are, cover-up. Cover-up. Do we have Richard's name? Yes, we do. What we need is the clock. Where's the clock? Where is the clock? Is this the clock? Clocks, yes. The clock. Perhaps this is what I want? Yes, why is the clock broken? It was last time. I don't really have any reason to believe it would be the clock, but what else would it be? Unless he bashed him over the head with a saxophone, but that seems a little bit... That seems a little bit, caveman, if you ask me to kill somebody with a saxophone. I used to have a bit of an interest in true crime, but I don't think it's, I don't think I ever encountered anybody getting killed with a saxophone. Don't think I've ever really heard of anyone getting killed with a clock either.
Buy a new clock. Wonder why we don't just have this one repaired.
Can you see, I don't know how well this is coming on in the recording, but right here there's a kind of slightly red smudge. Do you see that slight red smudge? That could be a bloodstain. That could be a blood. It could be a bloodstain. There's something on the ground there. Is that like another bit of broken bottle or something? Oh yes, I think it is. Sorry, I thought there was something weird breaking through the floor for a moment. Alright, I think did we get the word clock? Yes, we did. Okay, I think that it was... What was the murder weapon? It was a clock. Indeed. I think the murderer was Richard, and I think the motive was a cover-up. Okay, cross your fingers, because we're about to get fired for miscarriage of justice. Are you sure? Not really. Dear Detective, thank you for your efforts towards solving the case. Your evidence has shown that William's murderer is Richard. After further investigation, the clock appears to be the murder weapon. In fear of being discovered for lying in court, the murderer killed the victim. You managed to discover the time of death was 2 o'clock. Freddy was on trial for burglary, as you stated. Your work has given us all the evidence we need to prove Freddie Baker's innocence and convict Richard for William's murder. You have done good work. You can expect a raise. You mean I got it right? Alright, I'm shocked. Is that it? Did I do good? Oh, thank you. Correct answers, 5 of 5. Hooray! Sherlock Holmes would be proud. That was brilliant. I really enjoyed that. Oh dear. I didn't grasp the mechanics very well at first. I think that's what caused me to have a slow beginning, was that I really didn't twig the purpose of having the different narrators to get extra information and then use that information to fill in some of the blanks in order to get progress going. So I feel like if this was expanded upon into a longer game, this could actually be really fun, because once you get past an initial level like that, you then understand how the mechanics work and you have a lot more fun with it. So that was really nice. I really liked that. A nice little blend of exploring around an environment, looking for clues, but also integrating a sort of a UI system quite nicely. That actually slows you down and makes you think and figure things out on your own. So I rather liked that. That was rather good. So yeah, that was very enjoyable. I hope you enjoyed that as well. So thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other and good night.